What if your crush was your crime-fighting partner and neither of you knew it? Welcome to Miraculous, Tales of Ladybug and Cat Noir, a superhero show where saving Paris is a breeze compared to surviving high school drama. Marinette is your average, awkward teen until she transforms into Ladybug, a fearless hero protecting the city. Her partner is Cat Noir, cool, confident, and secretly Adrien, the boy she's totally in love with. Here's the kicker. They don't know each other's secret identities. And to make things even worse, Adrien's dad is their biggest enemy, Moth. With magical battles, emotional twists, and most chaotic love square in animation, this show is a wild ride from start to finish. So without further ado, let's get into it. Season 1. Nuru explains that the Ladybug and Cat Miraculouses give full power when combined. Suddenly, a man with the butterfly Miraculous interrupts and demands that power. Nuru warns that no one knows where the other two are, but the man says he'll create villains to find them. Nuru protests, yet the man forces him to obey and becomes Moth. At the same time, Wei senses darkness and tells Master Fu, who tries to transform but can't due to pain. Realizing he's too old, Fu decides someone new must help. Meanwhile, Marinette wakes up worried about school. She ruins breakfast, then saves Fu from a car and drops her treats. Grateful, Fu watches her leave with a mysterious box. Later, Marinette meets Alia, who becomes her friend, while Moth turns Evan into the villain Stoneheart. Alia ditches Marinette to chase Stoneheart, convinced a superhero will appear. Meanwhile, Master Fu watches the Agreste mansion where Gabriel scolds Adrien for sneaking out. Adrien escapes to his room only to hear chaos outside. Stoneheart is attacking. The police shoot, but he grows bigger, hurling a van. Marinette and Adrien each find a mysterious box. When opened, Tiki, a Ladybug Kwame, and Plague, a cat Kwame, pop out. Marinette freaks out, throwing things at Tiki, while Adrien is amused by Plague's antics. Tiki insists Marinette is the only one who can stop Stoneheart, though she protests she's not qualified. Adrien worries he's trapped, but Plague brushes it off. Before Plague can finish explaining, Adrien eagerly transforms. Marinette, panicking, puts on her earrings and yells, "Spots on," as her superhero journey begins. Ladybug hates her new costume and can't find Tiki, but when she sees Alia filming Stoneheart, she swings into action, literally. She crashes into Cat Noir midair, tangling them both in her yo-yo. After an awkward introduction, they hear buildings collapsing and rush off to help. At the stadium, Stoneheart chases Kim until Cat Noir intervenes, taunting him. But every hit makes Stoneheart grow bigger. Moth smirks, thrilled his plan's working. When Stoneheart hurls a soccer goal at Alia, Cat Noir barely deflects it, but gets grabbed in return. Ladybug finally jumps in, tripping Stoneheart and freeing Cat Noir. He recklessly uses Cataclysm on Stoneheart's foot, but nothing happens. Stoneheart kicks him away and Ladybug scolds him. They're running out of time. After summoning a wetsuit with her lucky charm, Ladybug deduces that the Akuma is hidden in Stoneheart's clenched fist. She quickly devises a plan, tying the wetsuit into a makeshift water balloon and instructing Cat Noir to distract Stoneheart. When the villain grabs them both, he drops the akumatized note, which Alia helps expose by turning on a hose, forcing Stoneheart's hand open. Ladybug destroys the infected object, freeing the Akuma, but it escapes unpurified, leaving Ivan confused but unharmed. As the heroes celebrate their temporary victory, Ladybug comforts Ivan and discovers Kim's hurtful note, while Alia excitedly films the encounter. Meanwhile, Moth's Akuma multiplies across Paris, creating an army of Stoneheart clones. Back home, Marinette learns from Tiki that she failed to purify the Akuma, causing the new threat. Overwhelmed with self-doubt, she removes her earrings, convinced she's unfit to be Ladybug. At the same time, Adrien realizes his limitations as Cat Noir, while Moth prepares to akumatize Ivan again. As Paris stays frozen by the Stoneheart clones, Marinette asks her dad if Ladybug will come back. He says yes, but she's still unsure and removes her earrings in her room. Adrien, meanwhile, sneaks out to school. Alia shows Marinette her new Ladybug and says Ladybug will save the day. Chloe then mocks Ivan about his crush, and Moth gets ready to akumatize him again. Adrien befriends Mino, but Marinette wrongly blames him for gum on her seat. Talk about a sticky situation. Ivan, trying to follow Marinette's advice, sings for Mylene but gets embarrassed and turns into Stoneheart again. He kidnaps Mylene and Chloe, and Marinette finds Alia's bag with the Ladybug earrings. After saving Alia, she becomes Ladybug, fights alongside Cat Noir, and bravely faces both Stoneheart and Moth. After summoning a parachute with her lucky charm, Ladybug orchestrates a plan to reunite Stoneheart and Mylene. When their surprise kiss causes Stoneheart to drop both Mylene and his akumatized song, Ladybug swiftly purifies the object while using the parachute to save Mylene, directing Cat Noir to rescue Ivan with his Cataclysm. Following the purification, Ladybug's miraculous Ladybug power restores Paris while Moth vows revenge from his lair. The emotional resolution comes when Mylene reads Ivan's lyrics, leading to a heartfelt hug between them as the heroes watch fondly. The next day at school, Marinette confidently reclaims her seat from Chloe, standing up to her bully as Adrien gains permission to continue attending school. When Adrien explains the gum misunderstanding in the rain, offering his umbrella, Marinette's initial anger melts into affection. Their sweet exchange leaves both smiling, Marinette newly smitten, Adrien delighted with his first school friend. Meanwhile, Master Fu observes the pair from afar, pleased his chosen heroes have not only proven worthy but seem destined to complement each other perfectly, both in and out of costume. At the Agreste home, Adrien finds a secret safe behind his mom's portrait after hearing Gabriel argue with someone. Unsure what to do, he watches Plague phase inside and find a photo, travel papers, and a strange book. Adrien sees a picture that looks like Hawkmoth and quickly hides the book when Nathalie enters. At school, Marinette meets Leela, who claims Ladybug saved her, boosting Alia's Ladyblog. Marinette feels jealous as Leela charms everyone, especially Adrien. She spies on them in the library, where Adrien is reading the mystery book. Tiki gets curious, ignoring Marinette's warning like a cat ignoring a do not enter sign. Leela lies to Adrien, steals the book, and buys a fox necklace. At the park, Marinette transforms and exposes her lies. Humiliated, Leela becomes the illusion-using villain, Volpina. Volpina immediately creates an elaborate illusion of saving Paris from a meteor, earning public admiration. When Ladybug and Cat Noir encounter her, Volpina claims she needs their help to capture Hawkmoth, flattering Cat Noir while Ladybug remains suspicious. Though Cat Noir readily accepts their new ally, Ladybug questions Volpina's sudden appearance, miraculous origins, and abilities, her distrust growing as Cat Noir dismisses her concerns. As the trio chases Hawkmoth, Volpina's assumption of leadership irritates Ladybug, who rearranges their attack positions. After separating, Ladybug finds herself trapped by illusionary rockets, revealing Volpina as the akumatized Leela seeking revenge. When Ladybug refuses to surrender her Miraculous, Volpina threatens to collapse a building with civilians inside. Just as Ladybug considers yielding, a pigeon disrupts the illusion, exposing Volpina's deceptive powers. Meanwhile, Cat Noir continues chasing a fake Hawkmoth, unaware of Volpina's betrayal. Ladybug contacts him via communicator, explaining Volpina's illusion abilities and admitting her confrontation with Leela caused the akumatization. She urgently warns that Volpina may be targeting Adrien next. Adrien rushes home as himself, believing Leela/Volpina will respond better to his civilian identity. When Volpina arrives, she spins new lies about Ladybug's jealousy. Ladybug interrupts their conversation, prompting Adrien to secretly transform into Cat Noir. After a brief fight, Volpina escapes by creating illusions. The heroes chase her to the Eiffel Tower, where she dangles an Adrien illusion, demanding their Miraculouses. Though Cat Noir recognizes it's fake, Ladybug nearly surrenders until he destroys the illusion. Ladybug's lucky charm reveals an ice cream bar. Using its wrapper's reflection, she exposes the real Volpina. After capturing the Akuma, Leela rejects Ladybug's apology, vowing eternal enmity. Both heroes race back to Adrien's house. Ladybug to check on him, Cat Noir to maintain his secret identity. Their door-to-door conversation ends in mutual sighs of disappointment. Meanwhile, Marinette studies the stolen book with Tiki, who reveals it must go to the Great Guardian. At Fu's massage parlor, he immediately recognizes her as Ladybug. Season 2. At his shop, Master Fu explains to Marinette that he chose her as Ladybug because of her kind heart. He tells her he's the last guardian responsible for protecting the Miraculouses after a terrible mistake destroyed their temple and caused the loss of 2 Miraculouses and a special book. Marinette learns the book hides secret codes that can unlock new powers. Meanwhile, Gabriel confronts Adrien using security footage. Adrien admits taking the book but says he lost it. Gabriel, angry, calls it his creative inspiration and punishes Adrien by taking away his school privileges, as if missing class is the worst punishment ever. Marinette worries the book's owner could be Hawkmoth, but after finding out it was Gabriel's, she grows suspicious. While Adrien sulks upstairs, Gabriel becomes the collector and traps people inside his sketchbook, turning art class into a horror show. When Ladybug reveals her suspicion that Gabriel Agreste is Hawkmoth, Cat Noir is stunned but agrees to investigate after noticing butterfly motifs throughout the Agreste mansion. Unbeknownst to them, the collector akumatized Gabriel listens in, pleased his deception is working. At the destroyed atelier, the heroes narrowly avoid being trapped in the sketchbook, though the collector captures Cat Noir's staff. Ladybug's lucky charm yields a bike pedal, its purpose unclear initially. After losing her yo-yo and hiding in Adrien's room, Cat Noir concludes an akumatized Gabriel couldn't be Hawkmoth, relieved. Ladybug remains concerned, especially about Adrien's unexplained absence. Their improvised plan uses the pedal to launch CDs from a foosball table, forcing the collector to fill his sketchbook. When he runs out of pages, Ladybug destroys the book, freeing the Akuma. After restoring all damage, she tries to celebrate their victory, but Cat Noir rushes to check on Gabriel instead. After the battle, Gabriel pretends concern for Adrien while secretly satisfied his deception worked. Marinette confesses to Master Fu she hid the book's connection to Adrien, admitting her feelings. Fu photographs the book before Marinette returns it to Gabriel, securing Adrien's return to school by revealing she knows its importance. Gabriel claims it was his wife's last gift, concealing its true purpose. Adrien is welcomed back to class after Gabriel's apology, where he emotionally explains the book's sentiment sentimental value while privately maintaining his secrets. Meanwhile, Gabriel reviews a digital copy with Macaulay, exposing his elaborate ruse to protect his identity. He accesses a hidden passage beneath Emily's portrait, transforming into Hawkmoth below the mansion. Marinette and Alia tell their friends about Marinette's crush on Adrien, but the girls say it was already super obvious. They start Operation Secret Garden, a plan to bring Marinette and Adrien together during his Trocadero photoshoot. Each girl gets a flower codename and task. Julika must move Adrien's bodyguard with a fake parking sign. Rose will call a rickshaw, and Alex will toss pails during an ice cream moment. But things go wrong quickly. Julika's cart gets stuck, and Mylene has to help. Then Rose signals too early, causing a crash with the bodyguard. Meanwhile, Marinette helps a mom with baby August, who drops his bottle. Just as Adrien finishes, August gets akumatized into Gigantayton. Hawkmoth, clearly not picky, bribes the huge toddler with lollipops, because nothing says evil plan like candy and chaos. As Giganton rampages, Ladybug reassures the distraught mother while Cat Noir cleverly lures the giant baby away from populated areas. The heroes attempt to remove his akumatized bracelet, but are repeatedly thwarted by the toddler's unpredictable movements. Ladybug devises Plan B, constructing a massive playpen under the Eiffel Tower to contain him. Their strategy takes an unexpected turn when Giganton spots a lollipop truck, crushing it in his excitement. Cat Noir improvises by using a beeping car to redirect the baby's attention, successfully leading him toward the tower despite Hawkmoth's frustrated commands. The heroes exchange playful banter throughout, with Cat Noir teasing Ladybug about her babysitting skills and offering to serenade her. Meanwhile, Marinette's friends search for her amidst the chaos, unaware of her dual identity. The heroes' playpen plan fails when Giganton breaks free, sending Cat Noir crashing into Andra's ice cream stand. Ladybug struggles to restrain the baby until her friends intervene, allowing her to escape his grasp. With time running out, Ladybug's lucky charm produces gift wrap, leading her to improvise a new plan using Cat Noir's bell as bait. The ruse works. Giganton takes the bell-wrapped gift containing Ladybug, who breaks his bracelet and purifies the Akuma. After reuniting August with his grateful mother, the barely transformed heroes retreat. Hawkmoth vows his next villain will succeed where Giganton failed. Marinette reunites with her relieved friends, abandoning the elaborate operation. When Adrien approaches, she attempts direct conversation, claiming to be sketching at the Trocadero. Though she declines his ride-home offer, to her friends' dismay, they celebrate her progress as Alex humorously scatters leftover petals. The group departs together in Theo's rickshaw, finding joy in their friendship despite the failed romantic scheme. Marinette sees Tiki sad that Noru must spend his 3,500th birthday trapped with Hawkmoth. Tiki says Kwame's meet inside the miracle box on birthdays, so Marinette agrees to let her visit. Tiki brings a yellow marker gift, while Plague sneaks out of Adrien's room using a sock puppet decoy so convincing it almost fooled Adrien's pillow. At Master Fu's shop, the Kwames quietly celebrate, though Noru can't join. Gabriel cruelly silenced him earlier. Meanwhile, Marinette wakes up to a nightmare Paris where Sandboy's powers unleash fears, including a zombie Adrien who likes Clo. Yikes. With Tiki gone, she runs to Master Fu, who's haunted by guardian ghosts. Thankfully, Tiki returns just in time for her to transform. As Hawkmoth orders Sandboy to hunt the Kwames along the scene, Plague escapes through a subway station and reunites with Adrien, who transforms into Cat Noir and breaks free from his cage. The heroes deduce Sandboy's Akuma is in his pillow cloud, but their attack fails when Ladybug gets hit and temporarily loses her powers, prompting Hawkmoth's gloating until Cat Noir rescues her, only to get hit himself and manifest his nightmare of a sword-wielding, hostile Ladybug. The real Ladybug devises a plan to trick the nightmare version into chipping her sword, using a fragment to cut Sandboy's pillow and free the Akuma, which she purifies before comforting the frightened boy, who explains how Hawkmoth exploited his nightmare. Later, Master Fu reprimands the group for their secrecy, leading to heartfelt reconciliations between Marinette and Tiki and Adrien and Plague. While in his lair, Gabriel sinisterly reflects on confirming multiple active Kwames nearby, vowing to capture them all regardless of opposition, as he ends with malicious laughter over his newfound advantage. On Heroes' Day, Marinette and Adrien are exhausted after their latest battle and realize they've forgotten their good deeds, until Marinette's parents give her macarons to share. Meanwhile, Adrien notices his father staring at Emily's statue, and Nakali confirms their plan to use Leela's growing dislike of Ladybug to their advantage. At school, Leela lies to the class, claiming to negotiate an environmental project with Prince Ali, while secretly chilling in her room and lying about dating Adrien. When Principal Damocles asks about their deeds, Adrien talks about lessons, Alia supports handicap facilities, and Chloe brags about autographs. Marinette, embarrassed by her simple macarons, promises a big pastry party, but when she struggles to bake, it's clear the holiday is turning into a test of her determination. Though her mom's advice about honesty is tempting, Marinette's too stubborn to give up. Meanwhile, Gabrielle and Nakali get ready to set their villainous plan in motion. Leela, furious after seeing Gabriel praise Ladybug while calling her fake, throws her laptop in rage and gets akumatized into Volpina again. Using her illusion powers, she creates a fake scene where Ladybug defeats Cat Noir, causing panic across Paris during the Heroes' Day parade. After Moth decumatizes Leela, he quickly turns Nathalie into Catalyst, enhancing his powers and transforming him into Scarlet Moth. Now with unlimited akumas, Scarlet Moth wreaks havoc. Meanwhile, Marinette's struggling with her baking, debating using her lucky charm to cheat, but Tiki advises against it. At school, Marinette's dread about disappointing her classmates worsens when she finds the school in chaos from Volpina's illusion. As Akubas swarm, Marinette stays calm to help others, transforming into Ladybug, while Adrien escapes Gorizilla's clutches and becomes Cat Noir. Ladybug outsmarts Vanisher in the sewers and frees Sabrina before consulting with Master Fu, who fears Moth's escalated power. Selecting allies who already know what to do, Ladybug distributes Miraculouses to Alia, Fox, Nino, Turtle, and has Cat Noir deliver the bee Miraculous to Chloe. After some initial bickering, all 5 heroes unite at Trocadero to face Scarlet Moth's overwhelming army. When Scarlet Moth appears on live TV taunting them, the team struggles to agree on strategy, leaving Ladybug silently formulating a plan as the massive battle looms. Prime Queen announces on live TV that Heroes' Day will now be Villains' Day, while Scarlet Moth demands Ladybug and Cat Noir surrender their Miraculouses. Ladybug gets a boost of confidence after Cat Noir reminds her they've beaten these villains before, and with their full team, they're ready for anything. But when Queen Bee mocks Scarlet Moth's costume, things go south fast. The heroes start decumatizing villains, but Scarlet Moth stays smug, thinking victory's in the bag. Meanwhile, Dark Cupid causes chaos with Amber Bourgeois, and his arrows turn the Bourgeois' family into prime targets. After Rena Rouge and Carapace get caught up in their own negative emotions, Ladybug and Cat Noir escape, regroup, and use water power-ups to defeat Surin and Animate. They narrowly dodge Frozer's freeze attack, but their triumphant return shows Paris there's always hope. Ladybug and Cat Noir, encouraged by Parisians forming blockades, warn civilians to stay safe while confronting Scarlet Moth. The heroes find a replica miracle box, giving Ladybug hope they can claim his Miraculous. However, when they face Scarlet Moth, Ladybug spots his reflection and dodges his ambush with Cat Noir. After decumatizing Dark Cupid, they battle Scarlet Moth until Cat Noir destroys his enhanced cane, turning him back into Moth as Nathalie secretly retrieves the Peacock Miraculous. The heroes, joined by Rena Rouge, Carapace, and Queen Bee, corner him but fail to stop Mayura's giant Moth. After repairing Paris with Miraculous Ladybug, Ladybug and Cat Noir collect the Miraculouses from their teammates. Meanwhile, Nathalie defends her risky decision to Gabriel, who reluctantly thanks her. Before leaving, Adrien praises Marinette as their everyday Ladybug and Super Marinette for always helping others, prompting her to kiss his cheek in gratitude. As Adrien departs, the entire class except Chloe cheers for Marinette, celebrating their bond after surviving the day's challenges together. Season 3, during the battle with Destroyer, Chloe watches anxiously, expecting Ladybug to summon her as Queen Bee. However, the heroes defeat the villain with a rubber duck lucky charm, leaving Chloe frustrated. After gathering the Fox and Turtle Miraculouses, Ladybug agrees to speak with Chloe, realizing her time as Queen Bee might be over. Meanwhile, Gabriel and Nathalie plan to manipulate Chloe using Leela. Leela sows doubt by claiming she has a Ladybug summoning command, causing Chloe to question Ladybug's friendship. After school, Ladybug fights a Lollipop Centimonster, while Chloe tries the summoning spell, embarrassing herself when her butler arrives. Heartbroken, Chloe rejects an Akuma, but it infects Sabrina, turning her into Miracular. As Miracular steals their powers, Ladybug reluctantly gives Cat Noir the bee Miraculous to deliver to Chloe for the final mission. After Miracular offers Chloe's stolen powers, Ladybug's team arrives with a plan, using Rena Rouge's illusion to disguise Ladybug as Chloe and trick Miracular into returning the Lucky Charm power. Though the ruse works, Mayura escapes with the bee Miraculous until Cat Noir knocks it loose, allowing Ladybug to toss it to Chloe, who transforms into Queen Bee. While Queen Bee pursues Mayura, the others battle Miracular, who steals their powers until Ladybug's Lucky Charm provides a pillow. Following Queen Bee's suggestion, Ladybug tickles Miracular with a feather, forcing her to use Shelter defensively so they can break her staff and purify the Akuma. Queen Bee returns, apologizing for failing to capture Mayura, but proud she resisted joining her. Ladybug gently explains she can't risk giving her the Miraculous again due to safety concerns, which Chloe accepts while keeping hope for future missions. The next day, Leela manipulates Chloe into believing her fake Ladybug summoning spell works, while Marinette reflects that distancing Chloe was necessary to protect everyone despite the emotional cost. At the Louvre unveiling of Alan Kubdal's statue, Alia shares her research about ancient Miraculous holders with Marinette and Alex, revealing their existence for centuries, though their depictions were erased. Using an app, Alia shows how statues once depicted colorful heroes bearing the same symbol from the miracle box. When Alex's father unveils a 200-year-old statue from Tibet, Nathalie reacts with shock, claiming dizziness before leaving the Adrien. Alia excitedly theorizes about an ancient order of guardians protecting Miraculouses, unaware Marinette already knows this. When Alia posts her findings online, Marinette panics and rushes to Master Fu. Fu reveals the statue is a dangerous sentimonster he created, now a threat if revived by Moth. Meanwhile, Gabriel orders Nathalie to awaken the sentimonster, turning it into Feast, a monster that devours Miraculouses. Master Fu secretly retrieves the Ladybug and Cat Miraculouses for safety. Disguised in a biker outfit, Marinette spots Feast chasing Master Fu through Paris and gives chase, joined by Adrien in a ridiculous Mr. Banana costume on a scooter. Though powerless without their Miraculouses, they improvise, convincing a bus driver to block Feast's path, only for the monster to swallow the entire bus. Moth watches the chase, realizing Master Fu must be the guardian. With help from Roger and Andre, they try to slow Feast, but it devours the police car and ice cream cart. Master Fu, moved by their dedication, returns their Miraculouses and distracts Feast with the miracle box, allowing Ladybug and Cat Noir to take charge. When Ladybug's lucky charm produces a metal detector, the heroes let themselves be swallowed, hoping to find the Amok inside. At the last moment, Ladybug locates the Amok staff inside Feast using her metal detector, allowing Cat Noir to destroy it with Cataclysm. As Mayura collapses from exhaustion, Moth abandons his revenge plot to tend to her. The restored temple mysteriously reappears in Tibet with its monks, bringing Master Fu peace after centuries of guilt. With his identity exposed to Moth, Master Fu prepares to leave Paris in disguise. Before departing with a fake mustache, he promises to begin Marinette's guardian training, proud of how she applied his teachings. Meanwhile, Gabriel vows cold revenge now that he knows the Guardian's face, while Nadja's news report about the temple's return sparks new public interest in the ancient order. After school, Marinette intervenes when Chloe bullies Aurora over her grades, defending her despite Chloe's taunts about Marinette's own flaws. While preparing Adrien's homework, Marinette reflects on her growth. She still stumbles around Adrien, but has built a genuine friendship with him through shared experiences like gaming and fencing. Tiki reassures her that friendship and love can coexist. Meanwhile, at the Agreste mansion, Nathalie struggles with her deteriorating health and conflicted loyalties as she assists Gabriel. When Gabriel senses strong negative emotions, Adrien interrupts, hoping to connect with his father, only to be dismissed. Noru warns Gabriel that his neglect could cost him his son, but Gabriel stubbornly continues as Moth, silencing Noru. Moth dismisses Noru's warnings and akumatizes Aurora into stormy weather after her bullying incident, granting her control over nature's forces. Meanwhile, Adrien reflects on his strained relationship with his father, though Plague points out subtle positive changes in Gabriel's behavior, like allowing movie outings and piano duets. Their conversation is interrupted when stormy weather creates a massive volcano, prompting Adrien to transform. Ladybug and Cat Noir confront stormy weather as she threatens to plunge Earth into eternal winter. While the heroes doubt her capability, they vow to stop her regardless. Elsewhere, Alia and Nino watch the chaos unfold, acknowledging how Moth's actions have paradoxically shaped their lives, bringing them together as a couple and as superheroes. When Alia's frightened sisters rush in, Nora reassures them with protective hugs. Chloe waits impatiently on her rooftop with Sabrina, convinced Ladybug will reappoint her as Queen Bee despite her past behavior. When stormy weather arrives instead, she freezes them both for their earlier mockery. Ladybug and Cat Noir battle the enhanced villain, using creative Lucky Charm tactics, a pencil and photocopier, to ultimately defeat her. After the victory, Marinette delivers Adrien's homework to his mansion, leaving a kind note that briefly makes Adrien suspect she might be his Valentine's Day secret admirer, until he recalls her previous denial of romantic feelings. Meanwhile, Chloe still boasts Queen Bee could have done better, while Moth fumes over another failure. The scene opens with a flashback of Adrien making a lucky bracelet for Marinette's birthday, showcasing his caring side, despite Plague's disinterest. In the present, Gabriel pressures Leela to isolate Adrien from Marinette, revealing their alliance. At school, Leela frames Marinette for cheating by planting test answers in her bag. When confronted, Marinette accuses Leela, but Miss Bustier dismisses her, citing Leela's poor grades. The class defends Marinette's integrity, leading to both girls being sent to the principal's office. Leela escalates things by faking an injury and accusing Marinette of theft, causing Principal Damocles to expel her. Meanwhile, Gabriel transforms into Scarlet Moth, planning to akumatize Marinette and Sabine. However, Nathalie's worsening condition forces him to abandon the plan. Determined to clear her name, Marinette confides in Tiki, while Alia promises to investigate. Adrien overhears the truth about Leela's lies, but rushes to stop the fake Ladybug sentimonster from stealing his ring. Marinette, trying to escape the battle, covers herself in flour, but Tom insists she finish decorating. Meanwhile, the Sentimonster tricks Cat Noir with a fake love confession, causing confusion until the real Ladybug arrives. Cat Noir struggles to tell them apart, so Ladybug pretends to be the fake, which backfires when Mayura shouts not to Cataclysm the real earrings, revealing the truth. Ladybug's lucky charm gives her a fork, using it to screech glass and make Mayura drop the control keychain. She frees the Sentimonster, but Mayura erases her from existence, leaving everyone shocked. Gabriel wakes up to the chaos and scolds Nuru, but it's too late. Cat Noir attacks Mayura, and Moth steps in, mocking them. A fierce battle ensues, ending in a stalemate as the villains flee. Later, Ladybug and Cat Noir reflect on their loss and the cruel nature of the Peacock Miraculous. Back at the Agreste mansion, Gabriel scolds Napoli for risking herself, and he softens when she coughs weakly. Meanwhile, Adrien confronts Leela at his photo shoot, forcing her to confess to lying about Marinette. At school, Leela fakes a compulsive lying disease to clear Marinette's name, but whispers that their war isn't over. That evening, Marinette's family celebrates her return to school until she spots Leela and Adrien's new campaign on TV, realizing the battle's far from done. Marinette bumps into Luca on her way to deliver macarons to the Grand Paris, where he plays her a special tune before giving her a ride. At the hotel's anniversary party, Gabriel gifts the bourgeois couple a cloak that immediately sparks arguments. While delivering pastries, Marinette trips and is helped by Adrien and Kagami. The three sneak away to the kitchen where Adrien and Kagami playfully fence until the gorilla merely catches them. They escape to the roof where Nakali sabotages Chloe's B signal unseen. When the gorilla finds them, Adrien leads a dramatic jump into the ball pit pool, where Marinette's hair comes down, charming Adrien. As Nathalie reports to Gabriel, and Akuma infects the arguing bourgeois couple, transforming them into the love-devouring Heart Hunter. Meanwhile, Chloe discovers her broken signal while Mayura watches from the shadows. The trio flees to Andra's ice cream cart where Marinette, after struggling to choose flavors for all three, leaves Adrien and Kagame alone together despite their protests. Adrien returns with ice cream to find Marinette gone, his disappointment clear as the Akuma attack begins and Marinette slips away to transform. Heartbroken after seeing Adrien with Kagami, Marinette transforms into Ladybug to face Heart Hunter. Moth and Mayura watch, hoping she'll lead them to the Guardian. Her lucky charm, a carousel token, guides her to Master Fu, but Mayura follows. After a failed escape attempt, Fu gives her the Dragon Miraculous despite noticing she didn't de-transform safely. The moment she leaves, Moth ambushes Fu. Ladybug gives the Miraculous to Kagami, who confesses her conflict. She won't give up Adrien, even for Marinette's sake. A resigned Ladybug admits choices are hard before they transform. Meanwhile, Fu becomes Jade Turtle to fight Moth, taunting him until his shelter cracks under their combined attack. On the rooftop, a betrayed Chloe, angered that Ladybug replaced her, throws away her B signal. Moth manipulates her by questioning Ladybug's trust, and Chloe joins him as Miracle Queen after he de-akumatizes her parents. Post-battle, Kagami returns the Miraculous. Marinette, now alone, panics when Fu is missing. Nearby, Adrien and Kagami share a kiss, while a devastated Marinette collapses into Luca's arms, sobbing that she's tired of pretending. Moth hands Miracle Queen the Miracle Box, and she unleashes a wasp army to brainwash Paris. Luca shields Marinette from the swarm, falling under control while she escapes as Aquabug. Nearby, Adrien hesitates to kiss Kagami, just as wasps attack. Kagami pushes him to safety, getting stung, while Adrien flees as Aqua Noir. Miracle Queen forces the brainwashed heroes, including Alia, Kim, and Luca, to arm themselves with Miraculouses, mocking Ladybug's choices. Meanwhile, Mayura collapses from illness but uses her last strength to amicize Moth's cane, creating a Sentimonster to shatter Jade Turtle's weakening shelter. Reunited in the scene, Ladybug and Cat Noir realize Master Fu's been captured. Blaming herself, Ladybug tearfully hugs Cat Noir before unifying with the Dragon Miraculous. In the battle, Snake Noir, fusing the Snake Miraculous, uses Second Chance to outmaneuver their brainwashed friends. A clever trick with King Monkey's uproar power turns Miracle Queen's scepter into a disco ball, freeing the Akuma. As the wasps dissolve into confetti, the heroes snap out of control. But the victory is bittersweet. Master Fu remains missing and Moth escapes with the Miracle Box, leaving Paris' fate uncertain. With Miracle Queen defeated, Chloe's rage boils over. She defiantly grabs multiple Miraculouses, ignoring Ladybug's pleas, only to fail when the Kwamis refuse to obey her. Moth laughs triumphantly until Master Fu transfers guardianship to Ladybug, erasing his own memories to protect her. Devastated, Ladybug strips Chloe of the B Miraculous permanently, ending their partnership in a fiery confrontation. As Cat Noir comforts a tearful Ladybug, Fu, now just a kind old man, gifts her his key ring with a smile. Meanwhile, Gabriel carries an exhausted Nathalie away, secretly hopeful after stealing Fu's tablet to repair the Peacock Miraculous. In bittersweet goodbyes, Marinette reunites Fu with his lost love Marianne at the train station. "My heart remembers you," he tells her, while Marinette watches them depart with tears. That evening, Adrien shares ice cream with Kagami as Marinette finds solace in Luca's song, their love triangle unresolved but tenderly acknowledged. The final shot reveals Gabriel looming over the restored peacock Miraculous, its feathers gleaming with ominous promise. Season 4. In his lair, Gabriel meticulously repairs the peacock Miraculous under Natalie's guidance. As molten gold and meteorite dust fuse with a feather, he commands, "Miraculous, repair yourself." The restored brooch releases an ecstatic Dusu, allowing Gabriel to fuse both Miraculouses and transform into the enhanced Shadow Moth. Meanwhile, Marinette struggles as the new Guardian when her chaotic Kwamis escape the Miracle Box. Trix reads her diary, Kalki nearly exposes herself to pedestrians, and Ziggy hangs up on Alia mid-call. Amid the chaos, Marinette juggles a movie date with Luca, but Mr. Pigeon's akumatization forces her to ditch repeatedly. After missing their rescheduled bike ride and Kitty Section's performance, a frustrated Luca confronts her secrecy. When Marinette can't confess her double life, Shadow Moth seizes the moment, akumatizing Luca's hurt into truth, while an Amok creates the Sentimonster Lightai. As Truth forces Parisians to reveal secrets, Ladybug arrives just before he exposes her identity. Cat Noir improvises a gag from his belt to silence her. The confrontation escalates when Truth learns Jagged Stone is his father, a revelation that triggers rage, nearly sending Jagged off a roof until the heroes intervene. In Marinette's room, the Kwamis cower as Truth hunts for her real secret. Ladybug's aluminum foil, Lucky Charm, and quick thinking neutralize Light Tide, while Cat Noir's Cataclysm backfires, cracking the Sentimonster until Ladybug exploits its light to immobilize Truth. Post-battle, she and Cat Noir share a rooftop moment, vowing Shadow Moth won't win. Marinette later breaks up with Luca, confessing her duties make romance impossible. Though heartbroken, he supports her. Jagged waits aboard the Liberty, embracing Luca with a tearful apology for abandoning him. Exhausted, Marinette collapses on her bed, weeping over Shadow Moth's growing power and her lonely sacrifices. The Kwamis huddle around her, Tiki nestling in her hair as the weight of guardianship crushes her. Marinette ponders Master Fu's cryptic message in her room, while Tiki reassures her that even Fu had struggled at first. Her mood lifts briefly when Kwami antics switch the TV to a news segment praising Adrien's perfect life, unaware of the irony, as Adrien collapses exhausted in his room. As Cat Noir patrols alone, leaving voicemails for Ladybug, his attempts to engage, chatting with Ramier, or lingering near-closed tantrum highlight the eerie calm. At Le Grand Paris, he nurses Milk while eavesdropping on Kagami's fencing lesson, where Tomo pressures her to outshine Adrien. Between patrols, Adrien spends lunch alone, unaware of Marinette's parallel loneliness. During fencing lessons, Kagami nearly kisses Adrien, interrupted by a lesson alert. Adrien flees when Ladybug's emergency pulls him away again, adding strain to his relationships, culminating in Kagami's suspicions and their near breakup at the Liberty. After leaving the Liberty, Kagami questions why Adrien keeps making excuses to avoid her, but he brushes her off with another lie about forgetting something. She waits alone at Prince Ali's party, hurt by his constant disappearances. When Adrien finally arrives, Kagami confronts him with the Lucky Charm he claimed to have lost, revealing his dishonesty. She explains that while she lies to spend time with him, he lies to avoid her, and walks off in disappointment. Meanwhile, Shadow Moth senses Kagami's heartbreak and sends an Akuma to her bracelet, transforming her into lies. Dark energy surrounds her as she vows to eliminate deception. Adrien, horrified, blames himself before transforming into Cat Noir. As Lies attacks at the party, Cat Noir and Ladybug face the consequences of Adrien's secrets, realizing their lies have created chaos. Ladybug's Lucky Charm summons a drone to reveal the Akuma is in Lie's bracelet, allowing them to strategize. Since only truth speakers can approach, Ladybug lures Fang the dinosaur with cake, knowing animals can't lie. As the orb expands, Cat Noir sacrifices himself to distract Lies. Just as she reaches for his Miraculous, Fang crushes the bracelet, freeing Kagami. After restoring Paris, Ladybug scolds Cat Noir for his recklessness, though he jokes it off. Days later, Kagami fences aggressively with Adrien, their tension obvious. When Adrien apologizes, Kagami returns his Lucky Charm, stating she can't trust someone who lies but leaves the door open for reconciliation. That night on patrol, Cat Noir laments their secretive lives, but Ladybug reassures him. While they hide from others, they at least have each other's trust. After a battle, Cat Noir notices Ladybug acting strangely distant. She barely reacts to his usual bugaboo nickname and insists on extra patrols. When he tricks her into a movie date, the romantic plot triggers an outburst where she angrily rants about unrealistic love stories, inadvertently revealing her heartbreak over Luca. Cat Noir escorts her out as she continues venting and then gently offers support, but Ladybug deflects by cheerfully swinging away. Meanwhile, Marinette's friends, Alia, Julika, Rose, Elix, and Mylane, try comforting her about the breakup. Overwhelmed, Marinette confesses her Ladybug burdens to Tiki and transforms, declaring she'll just be Ladybug forever. Her friends, searching for her, discover the dollhouse hiding the miracle box. Alia nearly catches Marinette detransforming while Rose accidentally breaks the dollhouse roof. Marinette snaps, yelling she doesn't want them as friends anymore. Heartbroken, the group gathers at a park, where Shadow Moth akumatizes them through Alex's friendship bracelet, turning their sadness into villainous rage. Marinette crafts a new hiding spot for the miracle box, but Lady Wi-Fi breaks in. Trix creates an illusion to help her escape to school, where she transforms. Meanwhile, Adrien spots the dancing Eiffel Tower and joins as Cat Noir. As the villains threaten students, Ladybug captures Lady Wi-Fi, convincing Alia to reject the Akuma, a first in Parisian history. Impressed, Ladybug loans her the Fox Miraculous, and Rita Rouge's illusions distract the villains. A clever trap with the Lucky Charm Floaty and Cat Noir's underwater cataclysm defeats the remaining foes. Post-battle, Marinette reconciles with her friends, admitting the breakup shattered her. After others leave, Alia stays, prompting Marinette's tearful confession about loneliness, lies, and lost love, culminating in her revealing she's Ladybug. Alia, stunned, embraces her as the Kwamis watch. In her messy bedroom, Ladybug and Alia pore over a pinboard tracking Shadow Moth's victims. When Alia gasps at the number, Ladybug admits, "I promised to protect him, but I don't know how." Ignoring Waze's advice, Ladybug obsessively tweaks a potion, causing it to explode and scatter Adrien's photos. Amid the chaos, Alia notices abandoned sewing projects and presses Marinette about her lack of designing. Marinette admits to non-stop decoding for days, brushing off the need for rest. Alia snaps, Adrien and Kagami broke up. This makes Marinette stop rushing to find Kagami. At the pool, Adrien is stuck in a ridiculous photo shoot involving pigeons. Marinette sneaks Kagami in, but despite her efforts to fix things, she doesn't see how exhausted and upset everyone is, including herself. Marinette nervously drags Kagami to change into swimming gear, hiding behind a pillar to watch Adrien's photo shoot. She excitedly says Kagami must still like Adrien, but Kagami insists no. When Adrien sneezes due to the pigeons and falls into the water, Bob Roth blames the trainer, but Adrien takes the blame. Marinette continues talking about how cute Adrien is, while Kagami feels bad for the pigeon trainer. As Adrien tries again, he spots Marinette and Kagami, causing him to mess up. In the chaos, Marinette accidentally pulls Kagami into the pool with a pigeon. The pigeon trainer is fired only to be transformed by Shadow Moth into Mr. Pigeon. He starts turning people into pigeons, including Kagami and Adrien. Ladybug steps in, but soon finds herself trapped with pigeons and calls Alia for help, using her lucky charm to find a solution. Alia transforms into Rita Rouge and creates fake copies of Ladybug and Cat Noir to confuse Mr. Pigeon. The fake heroes head to the pool where Ladybug is hiding. When Mr. Pigeon jumps in after them, Plague steals his whistle. Ladybug breaks it, using her magic to restore everything, turning everyone back to normal. Shadow Moth frowns as his plan falls apart. Plague teases Adrien about his pigeon allergy, and Ladybug comforts the remorseful Mr. Ramier. Rita Rouge reveals Ladybug's creativity is the key, not just the grimoire. With focus, Ladybug unlocks a new power, a magical charm to protect Mr. Ramier from future accumatizations. He leaves with his pigeons, and Adrien watches, impressed. Later, Kagami shares an umbrella with Marinette, gently urging her to follow her feelings for Adrien. Adrien finds Marinette holding the umbrella he gave her, and their sweet goodbye leaves Kagami smiling knowingly. Marinette tells the Kwamis they can't visit Master Fu because he lost his memories and she's now the Guardian. The Kwamis get upset and want to see him, but Marinette says someone must guard the miracle box. After some arguing, Bark agrees to stay while the others try to sneak out, but Marinette stops them. At the train station, the excited Kwamis almost give themselves away by shouting for Fu, so Marinette pretends it's her phone. A strange man watches from a trash can. When Fu arrives with Marianne, they share snacks and Fu gives Marinette a painting he made. Waze slips out of Marinette's bag and she quickly pretends he's just a talking toy to hide the truth from Fu. Back home, the man from the station, Suhan, is waiting in her room with the miracle box. He says he's the real Guardian and scolds Marinette for breaking many rules, like letting Kwamis roam free and not knowing where Plague is. When he sees a movie night on her computer, he tries to fight it, thinking it's real. Marinette stops him and transforms into Ladybug to call Cat Noir, which surprises Suhan because he's used to sending messages by dove instead of phones. The Kwamis miss Fu. Marinette tries her best as Guardian, and now Suhan is here causing new problems with his old-fashioned ways. Ladybug and Suhan find Cat Noir, but Suhan gets angry that another kid has a Miraculous. He demands their jewels in the miracle box, saying when the lion speaks, the cub listens. When they refuse, he fights them, but they escape with his staff and the box. Meanwhile, Shadow Moth sends an Akuma that Suhan stops, but he accidentally makes Fu mad by taking his cane. Fu gets akumatized into Furious Fu, creating a thunderstorm at the stadium. The three heroes chase Furious Fu while playing Keep Away with the miracle box. Suhan tries to fight but freezes up, so Ladybug uses her lucky charm to get bolt cutters and a soccer ball. The ball blocks Furious Fu's attack long enough for Marianne to break his paintbrush, the akumatized object. After purifying the Akuma, Ladybug gives Fu a protective charm so he won't be akumatized again. Su-Han apologizes to Fu, who forgives him. Later, Su-Han admits Marinette did well but warns he'll take the box if she fails. As he leaves to learn about modern life, Marinette notices his broken sandals and gives him new shoes, making them both laugh. During a school soccer game at Parc des Princes, Marinette and Kim lead teams while struggling to make fair selections. When Chloe refuses to play properly as goalie and Leela fakes an injury, Shadow Moth senses Chloe's frustration and akumatizes her into penalty after destroying her protective charm. Earlier, the class had debated team selections, rejecting ideas like boys as girls before choosing random draws. Nathaniel tried avoiding the game until Mark convinced him, while Adrien's soccer inexperience showed when he illegally handled the ball. Chloe kept bossing Sabrina around until Marinette encouraged her to play freely. A Chloe's tantrum over Leela sitting out led to her akumatization. As penalty, Chloe traps Paris under a dome, creates clones, and suspends Ms. Bustier and Alia in floating bubbles using red cards. The soccer game takes a dangerous turn as penalty and her clones begin scoring goals, causing the suspended bubbles containing their trapped classmates to shrink alarmingly. Ladybug arrives with Cat Noir, who bravely endures brutal hits as goalie while penalty protects her akumatized sunglasses in a separate bubble. Recognizing they need reinforcements, Ladybug recruits 4 new heroes. Sabrina becomes Miss Hound, Mark transforms into Rooster Bold, Nathaniel emerges as Capricid, and Ivan powers up as Minotaurox. The superhero match escalates dramatically, with Viperion getting trapped after Penalteam's dirty plays and Purple Tigress smashing the field with her cloud power. Despite their efforts, Penalty keeps cheating by moving the goals farther apart, and when Cat Noir protests the unfairness, she suspends him in a bubble too. At halftime, the exhausted heroes regroup to recharge their quamates while Ladybug devises a clever strategy. Using her lucky charm Easel, she orchestrates an elaborate ruse. Capricid creates a fake power wand to make Penalty believe the heroes now have unlimited abilities. The plan works perfectly. Miss Hound teleports the ball, Rooster Bolt guarantees goals, and their coordinated teamwork overwhelms Penalty. In her frustration, she destroys her own sunglasses, rejecting the Akuma and allowing Ladybug to purify it. After fixing all the damage, Marinette suggests Chloe shouldn't be forced to play if she doesn't want to. Nathaniel surprisingly volunteers to join, while Sabrina pleads with Chloe to let her participate. But Chloe chooses to sit with Leela instead, the two bonding over their shared malice as they exchange sinister smiles, hinting at future trouble. After their victory, Ladybug and her team celebrate at the Jardins du Trocadero, basking in their success over Shadow Moth. As their Miraculous is beep, signaling it's time to return them, Ladybug shares a moment with Cat Noir, assuring him he'll always be her favorite before giving him a quick peck on the cheek. She then meets Rena Furtive to collect the Miraculouses and heads to the movie premiere, giggling as they race to make it in time. Meanwhile, Gabriel's frustration boils over in his lair. After another failure, he cracks emotionally before his wife's stasis pod. As Nathalie's worsening cough distracts him, Gabriel realizes Ladybug's risk-averse nature and plots to exploit it. Shadow Moth targets Froggy, turning his stuffed toy into Risk, whose power erases caution from Parisians. Risk's influence spreads, including to Marinette and Adrien. The next morning, Adrien wakes up hopeful for a family breakfast only to learn it's another work session. Under Risk's influence, he rebels against Gabriel's demands, storming into the atelier where Leela is already waiting. Marinette, seeing the news about Adrien's trip with Leela, panics. In her frenzy, she rushes to school in pajamas, hiding in a trash can to overhear Leela's exaggerated claims about the trip. Watching Adrien force smiles, Marinette resolves to confess her feelings before he leaves. When Risk's influence activates her mark, she gains confidence and marches toward Adrien, with Tiki cheering her on. During gym class, Marinette steps in for Leela and stands beside Adrien. When a ball hits them, they're sent to the dungeon area and Adrien's Risk mark activates. He vents about his frustrations and they share a tender moment. Just as Marinette is about to confess, Leela interrupts. Later, Marinette tries again to reach Adrien, but Chloe and Leela block her. At lunch, Marinette insists Adrien needs saving from his father, not Leela. Her Risk mark activates as she declares she'll rescue him alone, shocking everyone. Back at home, Adrien finds his cousin Felix waiting. Felix offers to impersonate Adrien during the trip while Adrien escapes. Under Risk's influence, Adrien agrees. Felix, posing as Adrien, helps Nathalie pack and steals her tablet. When confronted by Gabriel, Felix breaks into the atelier, discovering fake Miraculouses and horrified, finds Emily's preserved body in a cryogenic pod. Gabriel, in a rare moment of trust, gives Nathalie his wedding ring, entrusting her with his most precious possessions. When they return, they find Felix in the atelier. Gabriel begins to scold Adrien, but freezes when he notices he's not wearing his ring. Felix, still in disguise, reluctantly leaves with Nathalie for the trip. Meanwhile, under the influence of Risk's mark, Marinette decides to confront Gabriel as Ladybug to save Adrien, ignoring Tiki's warnings about misusing her powers. Adrien, disguised as Felix, receives a call from Kagami, who harshly criticizes him for never making his own choices. Her words, amplified by Risk's effect, spark a realization in Adrien. He rushes home to confront Gabriel, but finds that Felix has already left in his place. At the train station, Ladybug fails to stop Adrien, actually Felix, from departing. Devastated, Marinette almost gives up, but Tiki reminds her of the horse Miraculous teleportation ability. Meanwhile, Adrien, searching Gabriel's office, discovers Felix's discarded X-ray lens. Before he can investigate further, he's interrupted by Strikeback's attack, preventing him from uncovering his father's secrets. As Paris descends into chaos, Cat Noir and Ladybug find their partnership strain while battling Strikeback and protecting Risk-affected civilians. Cat Noir, influenced by Risk's power, acts recklessly, using his cataclysm prematurely and accusing Ladybug of excessive caution and secrecy. Their conflict escalates when Ladybug accidentally exposes Rena Furtive's presence during the fight. Meanwhile, Felix aboard the train discovers Gabriel's deception upon smashing the fake peacock Miraculous. The superhero team struggles as Strikeback clones their powers instead of being affected, forcing Ladybug to order power restrictions. During the intense battle, Ryuko deflects the massive Rue de Paris wheel while Carapace's protective shelter unintentionally reveals Rena's secret activities to everyone, including Shadow Moth. Risk continues taunting the heroes, his frog marks now visible on all civilians' necks. When Cat Noir's absorbed cataclysm proves ineffective against Strikeback, Ladybug resorts to her lucky charm, devising a risky time travel plan to retrieve the akumatized object from the past. She pins her hopes on the one person she believes remains unaffected, Adrien himself. Marinette, now Pennybug after unifying the Ladybug, Horse, and Rabbit Miraculouses, intercepts the train and recruits Felix as Flaremitable using the dog Miraculous. Together, they travel back through the burrow to prevent Froggy's akumatization, successfully altering the timeline. Returning to the present, Ladybug separates her unified form as the team battles Strikeback. Though initially suspicious, she comes to trust Flaremitable after he proves helpful in battle. Their coordinated efforts temporarily contain the Centimonster threat, with Pegabug teleporting clones away while Carapace provides protection. Meanwhile, Felix confronts Gabriel, revealing his deception and forcing an exchange. The stolen ring and Ladybug's yo-yo for the authentic Peacock Miraculous. The tense negotiation succeeds, but at terrible cost. When Ladybug checks her yo-yo, she discovers with horror that all the Miraculouses are gone, stolen by the newly empowered monarch, formerly Shadow Moth. Overwhelmed, she breaks down in tears on a Parisian rooftop, believing all is lost until Cat Noir arrives. His steadfast support rekindles her hope as they vow to reclaim each Miraculous one by one. Below them, the people of Paris cheer for their heroes, unaware of the devastating loss but united in their belief that Ladybug and Cat Noir will ultimately prevail against Monarch's terrifying new reign. Season 5 at sunset, Ladybug and Cat Noir stand defiant, vowing to reclaim the stolen Miraculouses as Parisians cheer them on. Meanwhile, Gabriel, now fully monarch, boasts of his victory in his lair using the Rabbit Miraculous to manipulate time. Suddenly, time fractures, with future versions of Ladybug, Cat Noir, and Rabbit Noir chasing Monarch. Adult Bunnix explains Monarch's plan to exploit past weaknesses, like Ladybug's near defeat by Lady Wi-Fi. Bunnix rewinds time, preventing Monarch from stealing Ladybug's earrings. Cornered, Monarch fuses 5 Miraculouses for immense power but weakens himself. He escapes through time portals, and Ladybug entrusts Cat Noir with the Rabbit Miraculous, transforming him into Rabbit Noir. They chase Monarch to 1940s France but fail to stop him. Ladybug's lucky charm reveals a mini miracle box, leading her to seek Master Fu to borrow the dog Miraculous. In 1940 Paris, the heroes convince a skeptical young Master Fu to lend them the dog Miraculous by sharing knowledge of his future. Parallelly in the present, Alex and her father visit a museum, unaware of the temporal conflict unfolding around them. Ladybug and Rabbit Noir recruit young Alex as Canny Girl using the dog Miraculous, though she's disappointed it's not the Rabbit Miraculous. They explain Monarch's theft and her long-term mission to protect the Rabbit Miraculous once recovered. Alex's father reveals he already knew about her future as a hero through her letters, sharing an emotional goodbye. Meanwhile, a desperate Monarch attempts to alter history by delivering Peacock Miraculous repair instructions to his past self during Emily's era. Spotting Ladybug's lucky charm, the mini miracle box from Heroes Day, he abandons this plan and instead attacks the heroes during the original Heroes Day event. There, Ladybug and Canny Girl defeat him, reclaiming the Rabbit Miraculous. Adult Bunnix returns, confirming time paradoxes from Monarch's meddling. The heroes return Monarch to the present, where he escapes again using Wind Dragon. A defeated Gabriel confesses to Emily's pod about his failures, and then lashes out when Nathalie severs their alliance, blaming his obsession with the heroes over saving his wife. Following Monarch's victory, Ladybug and Cat Noir review footage revealing Felix, as Flaremitable, deceived them. Suhan arrives, blaming Ladybug's guardianship failure. But after heated debate, he admits his own distractions and leaves for reinforcements. Using space powers, the heroes investigate Felix's London home but find only his mother Amelie, who knows nothing of his whereabouts. Returning defeated, Marinette hides the empty miracle box while Adrien finally confronts Gabriel about quitting modeling. To his surprise, Gabriel agrees without argument. At a sleepover, Marinette confesses her guilt to Alia, vowing to suppress her feelings for Adrien to focus on hero duties. Their talk is interrupted by Adrien's video call, where he shares his modeling freedom and heartfelt appreciation for Marinette, rekindling her hope. Meanwhile, Nathalie silently checks on Adrien, hinting at her conflicted loyalties. The next day, Alex's father announces her official role as Bunnix, sparking class discussions about Monarch's threat. While Chloe criticizes Ladybug's leadership, Leela surprisingly defends her, uniting the class in support. As weeks pass without accusations, Paris grows complacent, Mylane's yoga class dwindles to just Ivan, Nora abandons self-defense lessons for video games, and even Ladybug and Cat Noir fill patrols with card games. Meanwhile, Adrien's persistent romantic advances frustrate Marinette, who struggles to move on. His suspicions grow as Gabriel collaborates closely with Tomo, scanning him and Leela for an unknown project. When Akari goes and attacks, a shaken Ladybug regains confidence with Alia and Tiki's encouragement. The battle intensifies as the villain multiplies into 12 clones, destroying landmarks until Ladybug's fishing rod Lucky Charm helps Cat Noir destroy her sword. Though victorious, they fail to recover the mouse Miraculous. Gabriel unveils their scan's purpose: Alliance smart rings featuring Adrien and Leela as virtual assistants, complete with Akuma alerts developed by Tomo. The rings effectively retire Adrien from modeling while expanding Gabriel's technological control. In a post-credits scene, Felix in London dons the stolen peacock Miraculous, hinting at his larger plans when telling Dusu he's more than just a holder. His mother Amelie promises protection from those viewing him as a villain, setting up future conflict. Marinette secretly watches Ladybug updates about Monarch's control of the Miraculouses when Alia catches her. Alia encourages her to rest, but Marinette remains anxious. Meanwhile, in his lair, Gabriel struggles to exploit the Kwame's powers. When they mock him, he silences them, then attempts to force them to reveal Ladybug's identity. Ziggy accidentally hints at her location by mentioning the smell of croissants. Monarch unites 4 Miraculouses, Butterfly, Horse, Turtle, Bee, to be in his hunt. Meanwhile, Tom bakes pastries late at night, hoping to comfort Paris and prevent akumatization. Later, Monarch appears in Marinette's room through a voyage portal, surprising them both. He demands a gift, and Marinette hands him a keychain with a Ladybug design. Furious, Monarch realizes it's a clue to Ladybug's location, but the Kwames reveal they don't know her address, only that the first clue is to follow the smell of croissants. Just as Marinette is about to give the keychain to Monarch, Alia enters the room with a tray of croissants but drops it in surprise upon seeing Monarch. He exclaims that Alia surely knows where Ladybug is, to which Alia takes out her phone and starts recording Monarch. Monarch breaks her phone in rage and takes the keychain. When he breaks the keychain, he sees a piece of paper with 42 written on it. When he asks Kwames about it, they tell him about the ice rink by mistake. Monarch takes advantage of it and teleports to ice rink by voyage, leaving a dumbfounded Alia. Monarch arrives at the ice rink and asks Philip about the key. Philip leads him to the lockers and opens a lockered Monarch to deciphers clues leading to the Greven Museum, where Ladybug and Cat Noir ambush him using a fake statue trap. Though they immobilize him with plastic tubing, Monarch escapes by deliberately exposing his arm to Cat Noir's cataclysm, shocking the heroes as he vanishes through a voyage portal. The failed recovery leaves Ladybug devastated, unable to reverse the damage without her lucky charm. At the bakery, Alia comforts Marinette by praising her ingenious plan despite its failure, lightening the mood with jokes about Monarch owing her a new phone. Meanwhile, Gabriel suffers the consequences of his reckless escape. His forearm now bears a spreading black mark from the cataclysm. In his lair, he dismantles the Miraculouses with Tomo's advanced technology, reforging them into alliance rings. Each Kwame becomes imprisoned in a glass capsule within the ring's circular array. Marinette confides in Alia about shifting her affection from Adrien to Cat Noir, believing her feelings for Adrien compromised her guardianship. Meanwhile, Adrien wakes up dreaming of Marinette, prompting Plague to tease him about abandoning his Ladybug crush. During an unusually domestic breakfast with Gabriel, tension flares when Nathalie intervenes, revealing she now prioritizes protecting Adrien over helping Gabriel's obsession. In a private confrontation, Nathalie pins Gabriel down, condemning his deteriorating sanity and refusal to accept Emily's fate. Gabriel counters by revealing his cataclysm-rotted arm, claiming this irreversible damage leaves no choice but to continue. Gabriel, desperate and isolated in the crypt, receives unexpected aid when Nathalie offers herself for akumatization, becoming Safari with enhanced hunting powers from the goat Miraculous. She creates illusions to lure out Ladybug and Cat Noir, nearly capturing them with venom bolts. Adrien introduces Safari's true identity and devises a clever plan. He and Marinette swap Miraculouses, becoming Mr. Bug and Lady Noir to evade Safari's tracking. Their gambit works, but they struggle to find her akumatized object until Mr. Bug's lucky charm reveals it's a perfume bottle at the mansion. While Lady Noir distracts Safari, Mr. Bug destroys the mannequin hosting the Mega Kuma, freeing Nathalie. Marinette lies in her darkened room, heartbroken and depressed, having thrown away her Adrien photos. Despite Tiki and Sabine's efforts, she refuses to go to school. Adrien visits to cheer her up and deliver homework, but both end up dejected. Adrien crying in his room, Marinette rejecting all comfort. Their sadness is so profound that Tiki and Plag consider reassigning their Miraculouses to free them from pain. Meanwhile, their classmates throw a party celebrating Marinette and Adrien's inevitable romance, though Zoe remains skeptical. When Nuno calls Adrien, Nathalie explains he's too upset to talk, deepening everyone's concern. Gabriel seizes the moment to give Adrien an alliance ring, which Adrien immediately removes after his father leaves. As the Kwamis prepare to leave, both teens suddenly feel lighter. Adrien rushes back to Marinette's house to reconcile, finding her restoring her Adrien photos. Using a creative yes/no hand-raising system, they awkwardly navigate their feelings. Meanwhile, Monarch abandons targeting Adrien and instead humanizes someone wearing 5 alliances. As Tiki selects Alia, Scarabella, and Plag chooses Zoe, Kitty, Noir as new holders. Monarch's akumatized villain Kiku wreaks havoc with multiple miraculous powers, Voyage, Clout, Shelter, Resistance, and Multitude. The new heroes struggle against his enhanced abilities until Scarabella's clever Lucky Charm plan, using blue paint to blind Kiku, allows them to break his defenses and purify the Akuma. Meanwhile, Marinette and Adrien, now freed from their superhero duties, observe from her balcony as the new team protects Paris. Their relief turns to quiet pride watching Scarabella and Kitty Noir work seamlessly together. However, Monarch's alliance system detects the new holder's activity, signaling his next move against them. Monarch activates Second Chance during the Glaciator battle, warning his akumatized villain about upcoming attacks. However, Ladybug and Cat Noir adapt by using a flaming bell, shield maneuver, and parasol tactic across 3 timeline attempts. Each failure intensifies the pain in Monarch's Cataclysm arm. In Nathalie's room, Gabriel analyzes these defeats and realizes that Second Chance cannot counter Lucky Charm's adaptability. Flashbacks show previous failures, like when Dark Humor disabled Ladybug's yo-yo in derision, only for her to summon a toilet bowl Lucky Charm. Another flashback to Passion reveals Cat Noir always intervenes when Ladybug is cornered. Back in the present, Gabriel's Cataclysm corruption spreads to his heart, confirmed by Nathalie. The next morning, Gabriel collapses in pain while talking to Adrien. Overhearing Marinette mention Tomo's jet, Gabriel retreats to the crypt, transforms into Monarch, and demands control codes from Tomo, who hesitantly agrees after noticing his deteriorating health. Monarch hacks the jet's ADA, ejecting pilot Claudie Kante during a test flight and staging a rescue. He disables ADA's sensors and absorbs Kalki, Trix, Waze, and Ziggy into his rings. Using Genesis, he summons a meteorite and forces Ladybug and Cat Noir to choose between stopping it or saving Claudie through a fake transmission. Marinette and Adrien transform into Cosmobug and Astrocat and split up. Astrocat tackles the meteorite, while Cosmobug confronts ADA, which refuses help. Monarch corrupts ADA into Bug Fighter, trapping Cosmobug and attempting to steal her earrings. Astrocat cataclysms the meteorite, but the fragments still threaten Earth. Monarch uses Second Chance, but after multiple loops, Cosmobug guides Claudie to break Ada's corruption, reverting it to its original form. Exhausted, Monarch collapses and de-transforms as the Kwamis escape. Later, Gabriel faces Adrien's concern and Nathalie's anger, realizing time is running out. Meanwhile, Ladybug and Cat Noir reflect on Monarch's failed attempts to defeat them. In a televised interview, interim mayor Claude Bourgeois announces Ladybug, Cat Noir, and Monarch as outlaws under Claude's law, enforced by her police robots. After advice from Cerise, Claude promises more details later. Ladybug hesitates to act since Chloe isn't akumatized, while Cat Noir wants to intervene. They split up, hoping authorities resolve the situation. Marinette sees mixed public reactions. Some support Chloe, others distrust her. Adrien, conflicted over Gabriel's plan to send him to London, gets reassurance from Plag before Marinette calls, rallying classmates to strategize. Meanwhile, Chloe dines with Audrey, Gabriel, and Tomo, gloating over her robots. Gabriel praises Chloe's decree while Sarai spies on the briefcase controlling the robots. Monarch, after absorbing several Miraculouses, confronts Chloe and offers an alliance. Chloe is transformed into Queen Mayor and gains Kwami-powered robots. Later at school, a student protest demands the return of fired teachers, but Queen Mayor dismisses them and threatens detention. Meanwhile, Ladybug and Cat Noir discover a golden Chloe statue and suspect Monarch's involvement. The next day, Queen Mayor harasses Andrea, the ice cream seller, and Marinette is teleported away by a robot. Adrien finds her helmet and Andrew's bike, realizing Chloe's role in the scheme. Adrien confronts confronts Queen Mayor, refusing her deputy mayor offer only to be captured alongside her. They wake in a surreal detention maze at Stade des Princes, where robots manipulate prisoners via screens. Spotting each other, they fake attacking the screens to expose wall weaknesses. As robots fire, they transform. Ladybug swings free with her yo-yo, while Cat Noir cataclysms the floor, freeing others through sewers. Queen Mayor declares herself permanent mayor at the Louvre, but Ladybug and Cat Noir interrupt, vowing to stop her. Chloe accuses them of undermining democracy, sparking rebellion. Trapped in enhanced shelters, Ladybug inspires the Parisians to resist, empowering the resistance. In the chaos, the briefcase is knocked away, forcing Tomo, Gabriel, and Audrey to flee. Ladybug and Cat Noir unlock adult-level powers, purify the butterfly, and destroy the robots. Andrew drags Chloe away, while Cerise seals the briefcase. Fireworks celebrate the victory, with students nominating Miss Bustier for mayor. Meanwhile, Gabriel orders Adrien to pack for London, ignoring his protests. Adrien calls Marinette before leaving, crushing her heart. Determined, Marinette races after him, helmet in hand. At the airport, Adrien is escorted onto the Egress private jet, while Gabriel and Tomo discuss launching Operation Perfect Alliance in London. Spotting Marinette being chased by airport staff on her scooter, Adrien gets temporary permission to disembark. The lovers share an emotional kiss on the boarding stairs before being forcibly separated, the plane departing as Marinette watches helplessly. Marinette's triumph. Arriving at the Eiffel Tower party with smeared makeup, she coolly deflects Chloe's malicious call about Adrien's departure. Marinette delivers a composed but scathing rebuke, calling Chloe ridiculous and highlighting her complete loss of power, leaving the former bully shattered. In her hideout, Cerise positions the stolen briefcase over a map marking the Egress mansion, grabbing tools as she prepares her next move against the family. The BBG News announces Andrew Bourgeois' resignation and Ms. Bustier's mayoral candidacy, and spreads a fake story about Adrien and Kagami being a couple. Adrien questions his compliance with Gabriel's control, while Plague calls out the fabricated narrative. Kagami, furious at the broadcast, sees Felix, disguised as Argos, draw a heart on her window. They share a kiss and run away together. At the Eiffel Tower party, Marinette arrives in tears. Her classmates cheer, but she spots Adrien, actually Felix, and follows him, ignoring Alia and Mino. Gabriel and Tomo argue about their children's disappearance. Gabriel takes back a ring from Nathalie and transforms into Nightmare Mentor. Astrocat fights Nightmare Mentor at the party, triggering Nightmare Dust on Rose and Julika. Marinette, tricked by Felix, finds Nathaniel's drawing. Meanwhile, Nightmare Mentor invades Marinette's room, taunts her, and escapes after seeing her photo with Adrien. The play reveals that both sisters struggle to have children until magic peacock feathers help them. Marinette begins to uncover a big secret about Adrien. Meanwhile, Cat Noir has a terrifying nightmare where Paris is destroyed and Ladybug turns to dust in his hands. In the play, Gabriel gives his brother-in-law Colt a magic brooch to create Felix, just as he and Emily created Adrien. As Marinette learns the truth, Cat Noir nearly gives his ring to Nightmare Mentor in his nightmare. The play ends showing both fathers, Gabriel and Colt, smiling eerily as they use the brooch to create their sons. Felix, struggling with his father's cruelty, once tried stealing Gabriel's brooch. Meanwhile, Cat Noir is rescued and Nightmare Mentor is defeated. The play concludes with Felix meeting Kagami, who believes Ladybug will help them. Marinette wakes up, realizing it was a dream. The news reports on Caroline Bustier's mayoral campaign and Adrien/Kagami's forced modeling partnership in London. Kagami throws a shoe at her TV, while Gabriel and Tomo launch Operation Perfect Alliance. Gabriel transforms into Monarch, creating a Mega Kuma and becoming Nightmare Mentor with flying, cloning, and portal powers. His clones spread nightmare dust worldwide before returning, making him cough up the Mega Kuma and revert back. Marinette dreams of being Ladybug Knight fighting a dragon, Gabriel, at the Egress mansion. Waking up, she tries calling Adrien but gets voicemail. She lies to her parents about running errands as they suffer nightmares. Meanwhile, Adrien has a nightmare where Monarch demands both Miraculous. He tries escaping, but is caught by Gabriel's camera. Though Plive offers help, Adrien refuses. Marinette transforms into Ladybug to search for Adrien at the mansion. Nathalie wakes from a nightmare about Monarch winning and records a warning for Adrien. Plague searches for Marinette, and Tomo reports 80% app downloads. Gabriel prepares Phase 3, but Tomo warns they need full dependence on the antidote for maximum effect. Later on, Ladybug sneaks through the mansion. Nathalie loads her crossbow, and Plague spots Ali's photo racing to find help. Gabriel's plan nears completion. Ladybug discovers Fuse Tablet in Nathalie's room but hides when Gabriel arrives. She learns Nathalie is dying from Peacock Miraculous use. Gabriel creates fake footage of Ladybug/Cat Noir kidnapping Adrien/Kagami, turning public opinion against them. He launches a Miraculous program, transforming Ivan into a superhuman hunting the heroes. Trapped in the Agrest mansion during lockdown, Ladybug battles Miraculized Ivan. Plagg finds Marinette hiding in the kitchen just as Monarch arrives. When Plagg drops the cat ring, Monarch discovers Marinette's identity. Remembering all his failed akumatization attempts, he's stunned as Marinette unifies both Miraculouses. Kicking Monarch back, she transforms into Bug Noir, a fusion of Ladybug and Lady Noir, striking a heroic pose as she declares her new identity. The episode ends with Marinette finally wielding both Miraculouses against Monarch in his own home, while the brainwashed public remains against the heroes. Sarai watches Alex's nightmare meltdown on TV before disguising herself with blue contacts, a black wig, and casual clothes. She cycles toward the Agrest mansion with Tomo's laptop. Inside, Bug Noir battles Monarch, taunting him about their past encounters. She overwhelms him with Lucky Charm weapons, including a grand piano and handcuffs. Globally, chaos erupts. Ivan attacks friends on the Liberty until Rose and Nino destroy his ring. Faye transforms into Lady Monkey in Shanghai to save a restaurant. Bunnix redirects a fight in Rio, and the United Heroes analyze the ring's quantum imprint in New York. At the mansion, Bug Noir cataclysms Monarch's shield, seizing the turtle Miraculous, only to find Ways missing. Monarch boasts of trapping the Kwamis and rewriting reality. Their fight rages until Bug Noir yo-yos Monarch into the crypt, revealing she knows his identity. Her cataclysm fails, but she retaliates by collapsing the floor, sending them both crashing into the crypt's depths. Meanwhile, Alia and Mino free Principal Damocles, and the United Heroes work to uncover Monarch's endgame. The Resistance barely escapes Miraculized attackers in the subway, but Fang's tail swipe and the arrival of Suhan, Luca, Jagged, and Penny through Bunnix's burrow turn the tide with Mira Kung Fu. Heroes reunite briefly, but more Miraculized overwhelm Jagged and Penny until United Heroes intervene, with Naito quipping she is the nightmare. In the crypt, Bug Noir recoils as Monarch unveils Emily's coffin, admitting he'll sacrifice lives to revive her and enshrine Adrien/Kagami as icons. Their battle escalates until Bug Noir glues a boomerang to Monarch's hand, steals half his rings, and shatters the butterfly Miraculous. Gabriel pleads for Naru's retrieval, but Bug Noir yo-yos him back, claiming new ownership. He unites the Miraculous, summoning Gimme and triggering a universe-rending explosion. Outside, Sarai witnesses the mansion's collapse while the heroes fight on, unaware reality is being remade. 1 month after Monarch's defeat, Paris celebrates a new era at the transformed Agrest mansion, now covered in greenery. Adrien wakes to Marinette's kiss as friends enjoy a pool party, with Nathalie miraculously recovered. Mayor Bustier unveils a statue honoring Gabriel's sacrifice, forged from melted alliance rings, while announcing eco-friendly reforms and a revolutionary new school. Adrien hesitates to wear his parents' rings until Marinette reassures him. Weeks later, Marinette crafts mini miracle boxes under Suhan's guidance, having learned from past mistakes. Though Noru remains missing, she permanently assigns Miraculouses to trusted heroes, declaring power must be shared for good. The team, now including Argos, gathers on rooftops for new adventures. Meanwhile, Principal Damocles prepares for the school year, unknowingly scheduling a meeting with Sarai's Bianca, who watches from the catacombs while fastening the butterfly Miraculous. A sudden lightning flash interrupts her as the screen cuts to black, leaving her fate mysterious and setting up future conflicts. The season concludes with Paris rebuilt, heroes united, but the butterfly Miraculous whereabouts signaling unresolved dangers ahead, all while maintaining the show's balance between resolution and anticipation for new threats. Thanks for watching. We had a blast making this, and we hope you enjoyed it too. Who's your favorite character? Let us know in the comments. If you had fun, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on more great content. See you in the next one.